All right, what's up, y'all? We're gonna go through Monday Night Football free play and how we did this weekend. So, two things. It's gonna be a pretty quick video, man. We'll keep it nice and short and sweet for y'all. But let's go through it. Starting with how we did this weekend. So we profited 10.5 units, I think. We had 42 slips. We went 4 out of 42, or we hit 4 out of 42. How is that profitable? Well, I'll show you. All right, so let's go through it. 10x here. I'll go over the plays in a second. 10x here. Um, 22.5x here. So that puts us at 32.5x. 10x. So that's 42.5x, and then another 10x. You can see McBride hit his line right there. So that puts us at 52.5x. We placed 42 slips. 1 unit on each slip is 42 units down. We got 52.5 units back on the weekend. That means we profited 10.5 units. So, say like a $50 better right here. Um, they're up $525 on the weekend. Pretty good. A $10 better's up $105 on the weekend, which isn't bad, man. If you're betting $10, $105 for a weekend of watching football is pretty good. Um, and that's how you expand your bankroll over time. It's just 100 here, 200 here. Maybe you lose 50 here. Maybe you win 150 here, you know. So it takes time to grow, but once you grow, you can be betting 50, you can be betting 100. But I mean, it takes time to grow. So, um, all in all, really good weekend. It's not a 30 unit weekend or a 40 unit weekend, but it very well could have been. Travis Hunter missed by 2 yards, cost us 37 units, and we still profited, man. We had multiple props that missed by a couple yards or a fantasy point or a touchdown, and I mean, we could have had 80, 90 unit weekend maybe if two props go our way. So the fact that we still profited and we had some bad beats is I'm happy. So um, we got to move on from it, but I'll take the 10 units from this weekend and walk into next weekend up money. So we won the last 2 weekends. We've won, I think, 19.5 units the last 2 weekends. Um, and we need to keep that going into next weekend. Hopefully, we can profit a little bit more next weekend. I want like a 35, 40 unit weekend next weekend. So we'll see what we can do. I'm working with an app right now that may allow for correlation on NFL. We shall see. I'm emailing him back and forth as we speak, actually. So we'll see what they say. Hopefully, we get good news back in from them. If we do, then I'll promote them to you, and y'all can get a deposit match, and um, we can start doing correlations over there, and we'll all be happy. But what I did find, and I don't know if this is going to be available next week. Chalkboard is allowing correlation right now for college football. For NFL, this slip would pay like 5.5x. For some reason in college football, they're giving us 10x. So hopefully we see that next week. If not, we'll have to figure something out. But right now, this is probably the best method of making money is doing correlation. So we'll see if they do that next week, and I hope they do. Another loophole I found, not really saying it's a loophole because it took me a while to find one of these plays that would be profitable long term, and this was one of them. I think we found like 8 or 9 of them, and we went 1 of 9. But the thing is, this paid out 22.5x. So we placed 9 units on slips like this. We made 22.5 units back. That's 13 units of profit right there. So this method was pretty profitable, I must say. And we were a Shadur Sanders touchdown away from making another 20x, 22x. So, like I said, man, tons of bad beats, and we still profited. So I can't be too upset. Um, but yeah, I mean, we had Isaiah Bond receiving yards, Quinn Ewers over 2.5 touchdowns passing. He had 5. Then we had Sam Levitt over 2.5 passing touchdowns against UCF, really bad pass defense. And Jordan Tyson, their number one guy, over 15.5 fantasy, and he dropped 28. So this was a really good play. I liked it. Like I said, we had Quinn and Bond with Travis Hunter and Shadur Sanders, but we had Travis's fantasy score, which he did hit. But we needed 4 touchdowns from Shadur. He ran in one, of course, but he threw for 3. So we are 1 short on that. Brock Purdy, George Kittle, correlation pair here. Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara correlation pair. This is another loophole I found. Fantasy points for the longest catch. If a quarterback's going to throw a long ball and the wide receiver is going to get that longest catch, he should hit his fantasy score. Because I mean, George Kittle right here for 33 yards is 1.3 fantasy points or whatever. So I mean, that's pretty. I mean, if he's doing that, that means they're driving on the field. That means that you should be able to get a touchdown, at least 1 or 2 maybe. And I think Purdy threw 3 touchdowns in this game, but um, I don't know. This correlation works, man. Derek Carr at 11.5 fantasy. I don't care who you're playing. For him, that's just too low. Essentially, they're telling us that he's not going to throw a touchdown, or he's not going to throw for 300 yards. He could have cashed it so many ways. He could have thrown for 300 yards. He could have thrown for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. He could have thrown for 200 yards and a touchdown. There's so many ways for him to hit this line against the Falcons. I took it regardless. So that came through, which was nice. And then Kamara, longest catch. They didn't have any wide receivers. Obviously, you see MVS having a 100-yard game. That's literally because they don't have any wide receivers. So we took Kamara for his longest catch because I knew he'd be getting some targets, and he hit. So that was nice to see. And last but not least here, Kyler Murray, insane game yesterday. I really do like the fantasy points, especially for these rushing quarterbacks, because Jalen Hurts and Kyler both ran for, I think, 2 rushing touchdowns yesterday. So, and I think they still would have hit this regardless, because this was in the third quarter when Kyler hit. Um, but I still think they would have hit regardless, even if they didn't have even if you turn the rushing touchdown into passing touchdown. So Kyler would have hit with these. I mean, that was line way too low against the Jets. The Jets defense has been terrible. They're not impressive. Trey McBride might be the best tight end in football. Don't come after my neck. I'm just saying Trey McBride might be the best tight end in football. He's really, really good. If you haven't watched him, you should. He's a beast. He's Gronk. He's Gronk-like. He has that mindset like Gronk did. I think he's a little bit smaller than Gronk, a little bit faster, but I'm not saying he's nowhere near as good as Gronk. I will never say that, but I think he might be the best tight end in football right now. Jalen Hurts, 19.5 fantasy against his division opponent, Dallas Cowboys, in Jerry's world. Knew he had to take over. Knew A.J. Brown had to take over. I don't even know if this was A.J. Brown's longest catch because he had a lot of catches yesterday. He just cashed in like the first quarter yesterday, so I took the screenshot whenever McBride came through. Yeah, AJ had a longest catch of 44 yards, so he had a 44-yard catch and a 30-yard catch. He hit this shit with ease. So this was a really good slip for us. This was in the late slate. We needed this for sure. This gave us that 10 units of profit that we needed, so that was good to see. And then moving into tonight, I have a free play for y'all. So here's the issue. We don't know the status on Tyreek. They said he's dealing with a wrist injury that he tweaked in practice. I think Tyreek's gonna play. I don't know. We'll see. He traveled with the team. If he doesn't play, the whole kind of like reason I took him with Waddle here is because if he doesn't play, then Waddle's going to get his yards. So we'll see what happens. I think Waddle can get his yards regardless, even if Tyreek does play. Obviously, 42.5 is nothing for Jalen Waddle, especially if Tyreek Hill doesn't play. Tua, 1.5 passing touchdowns. Rams defense against the pass has not been that great. And I have yet to see this Miami team really click in the passing game. So I think tonight could be that game as long as they all play. And the Rams have been good against the run, so I don't expect too much rushing yards from the Dolphins here. So I like in the passing game today. So I'm taking Tua, 1.5 touchdowns, Tyreek, Waddle, and I'm pairing that up with just Puka at 69.5 receiving yards. Puka's been a dog. They said he's good to go this week, so we're gonna take him at 69.5 because I don't know who they're gonna put on Nakua to slow him down. You can try and put Ramsey on him, yes. Ramsey's been okay, I guess. Um, but I like Puka, especially if with Cooper Cup on the other side, they can't. I think Ramsey's just gonna be back and forth. So um, I like Puka for 69.5, and I'm taking it with the Dolphins. We have two other slips made for Monday Night Football. Um, and I will tell you this, Puka Nakua is in all of them, all three of the slips for tonight. So if Puka doesn't come through, we are going to be um, eating crap. So it is what it is. I take that risk normally every Monday night for any like solo, like Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night. I'll even if we have three slips, I'll take one prop in all of them, like the same prop in all of them, just because that helps make it easier to cash one of them if he comes through, because that's one guaranteed square out of all three of your slips that hit. But if he doesn't come through, then you eat the 3 units and move on, man. You eat the three units loss and move on. So that's what we're doing with Puka. But yeah, we're pairing it with the Dolphins here. Hopefully we have a good Monday night game. I'm hoping Tyreek plays, so we'll see what happens. If Tyreek doesn't play, um, I like A-Chain receiving yards. I like A-Chain receiving yards regardless. I'm really banking on the Dolphins to throw the football here tonight. So we'll see what happens. Dolphins have been really good against the run game too. So I think both teams should be passing a good bit. So we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, good weekend for us in premium. If y'all want to come join us, everything's 20% off right now, all of our packages. Um, it's just code Kyler. So like 24 remaining here. Once these 24 are out, um, we are going to increase it to like $60 probably instead of 50. But just use code Kyler, be $40 for your first month, and then if you want to do this one, I don't know why no one's doing this and doing the monthly instead, but whatever suits you, I guess. So that'll be $30 off this one. So code Kyler for either one works. Um, I haven't made a weekend pass yet, so don't worry about that. But yeah, code Kyler for either of these. They'll be linked. I'll put the link to the storefront in the description below, so just look at that. And make sure you go watch our Instagram and TikTok videos. They're both at Morse Sports. If you comment, or if you like, comment, and favorite the video, you'll get a chance to win $25. If just watch the video, y'all see, man. Watch the video on Instagram, watch the video on TikTok, and there's a chance to win $25. You just have to listen to the video, and you'll see how. Um, that's all I got for y'all today. Hopefully we cash, and I'll see you tomorrow, man. Peace.